your account in there and say, hey, we're coming back. Hi. We're not really sure what happened there because that wasn't my computer shutting down. That was OBS did something there. So I think we're back. Can you guys see and hear me? Are we good? Is it going? Is it working? You've got your phone. Is it working? It worked? Good. Okay. Because we were still showing that we were like on here, except my video was doing something weird.
Darth's like, everything's fine.
Everything is fine. All right. Lots of these. I usually have an assembly line of people doing these. If the kids are here already. I think we did have an assembly line last year because I think the kids helped me on the thing. Excellent. I'm glad that I sound fine. So there's really no toppings for this. This is the way we eat them here, but you could certainly do some toppings. That would be a really fun thing to do, is to do that. Like some other like pizza-like toppings that you could put in there. That would be fun, for sure. But we're going to be doing this for Christmas Eve. We're going to be doing, hello, Rocky. Hello. The dog wrangler's coming for you. We're going to be doing some fried ravioli. Toasted ravioli. I'm going to try and prep those tonight. I'm going to be doing a burrata board. So it'll be burrata, but it'll have like pesto and roasted and marinated red peppers and some kind of pickled eggplant and olives and stuff on it. And then we'll have bread and they can eat that. We'll have shrimp. We'll have Christmas cookies, since I made over 1,000 cookies. Just some cheese and crackers and stuff like that. So I think that's all I'm making this year. Sometimes we do stuffed mushrooms. Sometimes we do other stuff. He says, you have something I want. You have something I want. Yeah, I did 11 different cookies. And mine are not the fancy, like, some people have the real fancy cookies and they're so good at decorating, and I'm not good at that. So but keep in mind, mine are tiny. So I do little cookies. I have a couple of cookies that are about that big, but most of mine are pretty small because when you have 11 cookies, somebody may want to try like 7 or 8 of them. And if your cookies are all this big, you can't do that. So my mom always said, make your Christmas cookies small so they can try all of them if they want to. Where are the kolaches? I'm not making kolaches this time. Only if you and Derek are in town. Or if somebody else comes in town and wants me to make them. We've got enough sweet stuff going. And at Tom Thumb, Bluebell was only $3.88 for a half gallon. So if you're here in Texas, go hit up Tom Thumb and go get your 2 half gallons of Bluebell ice cream. Or 15 or 20. You don't ever touch cookies? What's wrong with you? No, not everybody likes cookies. It's fine. Oh, they taste much better than the frozen Pillsbury ones. I guarantee you. Mine are made with love, so they have love in them. So I don't have anything against frozen food. I just like to know what's in my food. So, but back in the day when my kids were little and we were running around like crazy people, thinking that, if they weren't in gymnastics or not in a couple of different sports and didn't make their art class, that the end of the world would happen, right? Yes, these freeze perfectly. So if I freeze them, I usually pull them out and let them sit out for about a half hour before I put them in the oven so that they start to unfreeze. Otherwise, the outside starts to get crispy before the inside gets completely hot. So you just want to pull them out ahead of time and let them sit out. But my kids will pull them out of the freezer, pull them out of the foil, and stick them in the microwave. So there's always that. They're not as good though, because I like this outside to get nice and soft and just a tiny bit toasty, you know. That's when they're really, really good. And I haven't tried this. I want to look for some good gluten-free pita pocket bread. I have found naan, I have found like flatbread, but I haven't found a good, like a pita pocket bread that's gluten-free. So I'll probably have one of these this year and just feel really, really terrible on Christmas Day. Microwave is a bad way to reheat anything. It depends. Depends. You can reheat some stuff in there. Gordon Ramsay does hate microwaves. So I'm not there yet. As a matter of fact, Totus, you're probably going to be disappointed because I couldn't find, actually I probably still have some. Let me pull some if I've got those out. I do have a few left of these. No, those are mushrooms, so I don't want mushroom ones. I couldn't find frozen beef ravioli while I was out, which is what I usually make these from. And I couldn't even find big raviolis that were beef. Everybody, like I went to one store and it's like, here's 5 cheese. Now here is pumpkin blah, blah, blah. And here is, and so there were all these fancy flavors and I'm like, I just want beef ravioli. Just give me beef ravioli. So the ones I could find are really tiny ones. So it's not gonna be quite the same, but it's the best I could do. I went to 4 different places. So I don't know what happened to all of the frozen beef ravioli.
Who knew that would be a favorite when it's cold outside?
Who knew? It was weird, the stuff I couldn't find. Was it all of the potatoes at one store were completely gone? You bought her toasted ravioli from Emo's and she's hooked. So when I took Robbie to St. Louis for the first time, his first toasted ravioli came from Mama's on the Hill. And he was hooked. And then we went to Emo's. Did we just go to Emo's the one time? I always forget, because if I go with my brother, I have to go like 4 times to Emo's and get all that stuff. But Totus, have you been to the place out in Allen, Texas, that's called 5th Street Pizza? Because they have toasted ravioli there and they have St. Louis style pizza. And my brother, who's an Emo's connoisseur, says that the pizza there is so close. He's like, the sauce is a tad off, but it's, he said, but that's it. He said everything else is great. So every time he comes to Dallas, we have to go to 5th Street Pizza and get some Emo's pizza. So you didn't get to the Hill when you were there? Well, next time you gotta make sure you take her, right? No, be right back. 5th Street Pizza in Allen. It's actually, so here's the funniest thing about it, Totus. The whole restaurant, and for you guys, it's so cool. Growing up in St. Louis, everybody had basements, you know, and our basements were like, you had all of the 80s, because I was an 80s kid, and the posters and the sports paraphernalia, and they have all of that there. And they actually have this giant map of St. Louis. And if you're from St. Louis, you're supposed to take a little flag and put it on the street that you grew up on. And to find your street, and see like somebody else from your little street in St. Louis on there is kind of cool. So it's a cool thing. Rocky has decided to channel his inner velociraptor at the moment. So Yeah. Gosh, do I have Emo? I might have that too. I have some Emo's Parmesan cheese in my refrigerator that's got the basil and the oregano in it. You can get the stuff through Goldbelly, but it cost an arm and a leg. But somebody sent it to me as a gift. So nobody knows where O'Fallon is. That's okay. I was actually in Des Peres. Nobody knows where Des Peres is either. I know where O'Fallon is. But it's still St. Louis. Still get your Emos. But yeah, toasted ravioli. Has anybody else in here had the toasted ravioli? You can find it occasionally on a menu outside of St. Louis, but when I was growing up, you couldn't at all. He's barking because my youngest just came in. Oh, is that 350? You could stick these in the oven now for you and Kimona. All right. So this is it. Just stick those babies on a baking sheet, stick them in the oven. We'll put these in for about 15 minutes since they're not cold at all. They may not even need that long. We just need the cheese basically to melt and the meat to heat up some. You've deep fried them, so that's basically the same thing as toasted ravioli. It is amazing, Elser. It is amazing. So I'm gonna show you how to prep stuff, and you don't have to make your own ravioli to do it. So, hello, my youngest. I'm making the pizza pockets for Christmas Eve. Would you like one now?
I would.
Okay, it's in the oven. Because, you know why? Because Robbie said, Kimona's probably gonna want one of those.
Yeah.
So.
Probably like 2
I got 2 in there for you.
or 3.
Now, don't get greedy. They're for Christmas Eve.
I was hoping that the number would just keep going up.
I got 2 for you.
Okay, well, that's fine.
I haven't had any problems. We liked them. I've made them a million times, and I don't boil them at all. I just I put a breading on them, and then we put them in there in the oil. So I'm just going to do all of the breading tonight and stick them in the refrigerator, and then tomorrow I'll put them probably in a bag to get ready for that. I'll put them on a cookie sheet for now. So Robbie's being the ultimate dad. See, Totus? See, stick with me. I know all the cool places. Can I do a steak tartare stream? Maybe, but it won't be. I've already got my menus set for January, so it might be a while before I can get the steak tartare.
Do you happen to know if any of these were supposed to be gifts for me sent by somebody
My
else?
guess is the white plastic one. It looks like that might be from your dad. I don't know, but
Well, I'll put that over.
but he didn't say that he was sending anything for you.
He told me that he was sending something.
Well, that's probably it, because that looks like something your
I
dad
do
would have
too.
packaged.
Probably. It would be easier
So-
to tell if I couldn't read my name.
Do I know Cheese Pizza? He's a streamer. I do know Cheese Pizza, who's a streamer. I'm sorry, what did you say?
I said it would have been easier to tell if it was from my dad if I couldn't read the name that was written on it.
Yeah, yeah.
His handwriting's so bad.
So they do have Provel cheese. And when my daughter sent me the Gold Belly Emos thing, it came with Provel cheese, it came with the Emos cracker crust, it came with the sauce, it came with all the things. And I think it had the dressing too. So, can you tell Totus is excited about having a place to go get his Emos pizza here in the DFW area? Yes, it is expensive, but you know what? If you ever go to St. Louis now, they actually carry Provel at Sam's, so you can pick up yourself a gigantic block of Provel and just bring it back with you. So the thing that's unique about St. Louis pizza, what we know is St. Louis pizza, is it's a cracker crust. So it's a really thin, crispy crust. You do not cut into triangles. You cut everything into squares. And you use something called Provel cheese, which you cannot find anyplace else outside of St. Louis. So it's kind of a mix of provolone and mozzarella that they make it. So, yeah, you'll just, they carried it at Schnucks too, yeah. But then you don't get as big a thing. You go to Sam's and you get like 5 pounds of Provel and you bring it back. Freeze it, some of it. So, a cold Christmas in Denmark sounds really, really cold. You envy the dairy eaters. It's good stuff, Kanara. What can I say? Okay, I still have, I want to make sure I have enough of this to go into each one of these. Oh, is it? Okay. Whew. I live in Texas. You have to remember that. I didn't always live here. I've lived in upstate New York. I've lived in Michigan. I've lived in Chicago. St. Louis, clearly. Lived in Virginia and Maryland. I think that's everything. It's hard when you start doing that. I do not think that even if the ocean was frozen, I would drive my car over it. This is, hi Pink Pearl, this is the pizza pockets that I'm finishing up here. And then we're gonna move on to to prepping the ravioli. I'm not gonna actually cook them tonight. We'll cook them on Christmas Eve, and I'll put some pictures up in Discord and Instagram when I do that. We're just getting everything ready. Oh, there's now there's 3 more. How am I short a piece of cheese? Just gonna steal some from one. It'll be good. You're doing a prime rib roast. I am also doing a prime rib roast. How are you doing yours? Do you do like a reverse sear? Because after many years, I have finally decided that I like cooking it to temp, letting it sit out for about a half hour, and then sticking it in when I'm about ready for everything else to go on the table. Oh, I'm gonna be short some. I overfilled some of these pockets. Stick it back in the oven at really high temperature so I can get that crispy crust on the outside. That's what I do. Robbie, what about Robbie? Why are you yelling at Robbie?
Yes, Kanara?
So these are not homemade pita pockets. I usually make everything from homemade, but when I'm doing this much stuff, these pita pockets, you are correct, are not homemade.
I mean, I cut them in half.
That's not making them, though.
Deceived.
So sorry about that. You do the Alton Brown method for rib roast. Who ate the cheese? Randy? Oh, Robbie did? Oh, he ate, oh. Kanara's just blaming you because I'm short cheese. He's over there going, I don't know. So I'm gonna be short. I don't have enough to do this last one. That is the first year that's ever happened.
I can literally get you a slice of cheese in like 30 seconds, Dana. Would you like to see this magic? Kanar, would you like to see this magic?
What magic are you doing?
More cheese.
Well, I don't need more cheese. I need more meat.
Oh, I thought I ate the cheese.
You did. I mean, that's what she's claiming.
We can just make an all cheese one.
Sour cream, dill, and
all cheese
horseradish. Okay. We'll put that one in the oven with the other ones then. Because somebody would be very disappointed.
Not me. I like cheese.
Well, you can have it tonight then. How's that? And also, just so you know, Pink Pearl, I'm not making the ravioli from scratch tonight either. Although Robbie and I do make ravioli from scratch. I just don't know that they would hold up to the heat of
There you go.
frying
Ta-da.
them. Okay. Do you want just cheese? Do you want a little tomato sauce in there?
Whatever you want to do. I trust you. You're the talent.
Oh, you want a lot of cheese in there. I mean, it depends. Do you want like a grilled cheese pita, or do you want like more of a cheese pizza pita? We'll just do that. He'll be happy. He's a pretty simple guy. He doesn't complain about
Sarah.
anything. What does Sarah say? Sarah, what are we gonna do with you, girl? Okay. And I cut too much foil. It's okay, we'll use it later. It's 12 outside. So tonight is not about a whole bunch of completely homemade, but I am hand making these. The pita pockets are homemade. I mean, like the whole pizza pocket is, right? I didn't go to the store and buy some frozen Hot Pockets to stick in the oven.
But
So
if that had been an
part-
option,
It's not an option. It's terrible. That is terrible, terrible. Okay, I need to do something with these pitas. I think I threw away the things that came in.
no, they're over there. I put them in the corner.
Oh, okay.
Because I remembered from last year that you used them, and I didn't throw it away again like I did last year.
Oh, okay. Maybe that's what I'm remembering.
I
I'm
even kept
remembering
the- I
that you
even kept the
messed up
tabs.
last year. This is a mess. Oh my gosh. This day. Put a label on Robbie's. We're gonna stick it in the oven for him right now because one pita pocket is not enough for him. I don't care what he says. What's that sound? Do you hear it? That's a weird sound. Is it coming from upstairs? I think I had, today it was so cold, I went into my bathroom and I heard, oh, is it the fountain? Let's just unplug the fountain. My fountain started making funny noises. I don't know, can you guys hear that? It's really, really loud. There we go, that's better. He'll never find it. It's in the oven. It's in the oven, it's all good, it's on top. Oh, well, happy 1 year anniversary, Pink Pearl. So you must have been here when we did Christmas Eve prep last year. You could hear something in the background? Yes, you could. Couldn't hear a dump truck driving.
Your fountain froze solid.
Oh, it's frozen solid?
It's frozen solid.
I was hoping if I kept it on, it would prevent it from freezing, but apparently not.
Did for a
Too
little
cold.
bit.
Too cold. Too cold. Yay, 1 year. Okay, these are going in the refrigerator. So I'm going to pull out these. These we're going to try them this year doing the toasted ravioli with these little ones. And I have some gluten-free ones for me. And this is the size you would want. You want like the bigger size raviolis for the toasted raviolis. In my opinion. That's the way you will normally get them in St. Louis. This is a mess. I will fix it later. And I'm closing that before the Bucky police yell at me for having the refrigerator door open. I am warm in this. Are you not hot in that costume?
Well, I was just outside.
Well, that's true. You were just outside.
That'll cool you off real quick.
You know what? This is going to fall out of here. Would you mind taking these to the other refrigerator for me? Thank you. Thank you. Okay, so if you're going to be using frozen raviolis, make sure you bring them out and let them thaw. You don't want to be doing this while they're frozen. Let's see. You want spring and fall any day of the year. Yeah. So we had a couple of years ago, we had multiple days of ice and snow and negative degree temperatures and no power. So that was fun, and everything was okay. So we'll make sure that all our outside pipes have some water running in them. So is it 50? No, it's 12. It's 12 degrees, Darth. It's literally 12 degrees. All right, so we're gonna be doing these and this, and I'm gonna prep those. I was out, you were out for 4 days. Wow. How were your pipes? Did they last?
Our water got shut off, and that's when I came over here because your power got turned back on.
Yes, my power did turn back on. We lost it for a little over 24 hours, about 36 hours.
We had rolling blackouts in Denton for I think like 5 or 6 days. I was only up there for about 3 of them.
All right, I'm gonna give that.
But I got to know my neighbors really well. Because we didn't really
That
have
was up in
anything else
Denton,
to do.
right? That
Yeah.
was up in Denton.
Again, we had rolling
Okay.
blackouts, so we actually managed pretty well compared to some other places.
That was the place they eventually moved out of because the ceiling caved in and
Well, that
the
happened,
first
but it's
floor,
not why I moved out.
and then the floor flooded was one of the reasons.
The
There's
reason
multiple.
I moved out is because I wanted to move in with
There
my
you go.
friends
Okay.
elsewhere. But that did happen, and it was a bad thing that happened. It did not make me want to stay. Honestly, the pest problem was a bigger issue.
Yeah, there was that. There were a lot of issues.
It
You'd
was
have,
a big place though.
yeah. So Robbie was lucky. His parents lived near a hospital, so they never lost power at all, which is where we ended up going after 24 hours because I was like, I can't stay here anymore. We went through the amount of firewood in 24 hours that I normally go through in about, excuse me, half a winter.
Bless you.
Or a full winter. So negative 10 Fahrenheit. So that's pretty cold. So, but luckily I had one pipe freeze, this one in the kitchen, because this is, it's one of the no touch faucets, and when your electricity goes out, you can't turn your water on. So yay. And we're lucky just because I made sure that I just put warm towels on it to let it come back eventually. So it worked. You'll send the tropical warmth. Would love that. I could live in tropical warmth all of the time. That would be awesome. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. We need to make, are all of the shallow bowls dirty? Yep, they sure are. We want eggs and half together in a bowl. And then we are going to also do flour and breadcrumbs. And let's see here, hang on, I wanna make sure I'm doing this right. Our salt and pepper. Okay, so we've got a 3-step process here. I'm gonna actually use all bowls, I think. We're going to use, I have written in my notes that it's 4 eggs, even though it says 6 eggs, so apparently I thought it had too many eggs last time. Eggs and half in one of these. Well, no man in Texas, it just doesn't usually get that cold, so we don't really have that kind of insulation around our pipes. fake cooking stream.
And Pink Pearl, we have made our own ravioli a couple times on stream.
So we do it, like if we're going to be eating ravioli, just ravioli. But like I said,
That would have added a good hour onto the stream just for that alone.
yeah, I would have only been able to do the toasted ravioli. Let me get Robbie's other pizza pocket out of the oven for him.
Pizza pocket.
Now there's one there for you. And turn that off and we can cancel that. So this is the cheese one I'm taking out here. And here's your other one. Here, this is my presentation to Robbie of his pizza pockets.
Look at
There you
that,
go.
that color.
It's such a beautiful color.
Such a great presentation.
A snowstorm in Iraq. That's odd. Very odd. Okay, I need half and half, which is in my other refrigerator.
The contrast colors.
I know, isn't it awesome? Okay, I'll put these away. I'm gonna make a breakfast casserole tonight too, but you guys have already seen Robbie make it. So I need flour. Oh. I don't think I need this knife anymore, at least not right now. We need half a cup of half and half. Helps if I take that out. Hello, True Sensitivity. You respect a pasta that can party, exactly. Oh, Kanara, thank you so much for that gift sub to True Sensitivity. That's awesome. That's another thing that's going to our food bank now.
She sure will, Pink Pearl.
She'll be here at 11:59 tonight. Well, she'll be near here at 11:59. I probably won't see her till the morning. Okay. For the flour, about a cup of flour, and we're gonna put some salt and pepper in that. And then we're gonna have breadcrumbs. Oh, I need to get the panko out too, because it wants two different kinds. If I have panko. Do I have panko left? I do. So some salt, and we'll put some pepper in there. Oh, that's not gonna work. Well, thank you so much. I heard no, what was that?
True Sensitivity, cheer 25 bits.
Oh my gosh, thank you. Okay, I was trying to look for it. I couldn't see it on there. Thank you for those bits. So you get to go on the snow scene behind me. So do you want a snowman, a tree, or a snowflake? And Robbie will get that together for you. And then what I want, I'm jingling. I'm jingling a lot, Robbie. A tree, excellent. Robbie makes the snowflake. He's not making them, he's gonna write on it, but he's gonna write on a tree this time. So he's got that for you while I do this. So we want about an equal amount of regular breadcrumbs. They should be seasoned, but I don't have any. So I'm gonna add some Italian herbs in there. And then we're gonna add also a cup of panko in there. What do I have here? Here's some panko too. A little package of panko. That's probably good enough. Let's use that. I don't have gluten-free panko. I should. I usually do. I do love panko. So I like this because you get like the coverage of the regular breadcrumbs, but then you get that crunch of the panko. Oh, I had this out for the ravioli already. I was like, what did I make that this was dirty? It's not dirty. I had it out for this. So here we go. I need to actually do something with that first. I only sort of had a plan today, which is why I may look like I'm crazy. I may also.
I can think of a better reason you look crazy.
Is it because I'm crazy?
Yeah.
Oh. There you go. Weird moms build character. You have lots and lots of character.
You can say that again.
All right, stir this up.
Thank you for letting me have some dinner.
No problem. And you know what I did is I went and I bought these gluten-free things, and I'm not using gluten-free stuff over here. So it is what it is. I'll have a couple of my gluten-free raviolis that are not completely gluten-free. Oh well. Are the tacos ready? Feed that man, Kanara, feed him. Just the shrimp is peeled, that's as far as you got. Okay, here we go. I gotta open these two, right? Woo, it's a day. I'm gonna have another sip of my pink lady that's not pink at all. We'll just call this one the 9 Ladies Dancing one because it's not really pink. Even though it's all the same ingredients. So F for consistency. Does it matter if they're delicious? Words are hard. They are hard. All right, I'm gonna dip some of these in here. Then we're gonna go in here. We're gonna go back in here. And I've made this recipe for several years, and this is the one I like. I haven't found one I like as much as this one. And then you've got your raviolis that are ready to fry up. And so when I put them in the refrigerator, well, I'll do this right now, and then I'll stick them just on trays after that, off of this. But this at least gets all the excess off of it, so it doesn't end up in the oil and make that oil, you know, gross. Nobody wants gross oil. Burned oil, I've done that enough myself. So flour. Back in the egg wash, and then in here. Except, I forgot to get that side. So I'll stick it back in there. I want to make sure that's covered. Egg wash. And I'm getting the club hand here. So it doesn't seem to be a good way to do these. You guys probably have an excellent way to do it, but not me. So there we go. And these are beef ravioli. So I found them, they're just really tiny. They're like mini ones. I don't know why I'm using my hands for that. Because I'm talking and not thinking, Robbie. You're quiet now. You got fed. Now you're sleepy.
I mean, I literally haven't eaten yet. But
Oh, you haven't eaten yet? Why haven't you eaten yet?
Just fixing tech issues.
Oh, okay. Did I
As
have
best
another
as
one
I
in here?
could while we're live anyway.
You're not really streaming if you don't have some tech issues. And that is the truth. That's why I don't worry too much about it. And there we go. So you can do what Kanar does, which is boil them for a couple of minutes and then fry them. I don't know if she's listening or if she knows if she puts stuff on the outside of them or not. If she does a breading or she just fries them, because I have done. You can do this as a fun, something different side. Is take like bow tie. I like to use the bow tie pasta, and then you just fry it. And then you serve it with like a marinara sauce on the side, and you get kind of that crunchy chip flavor, but it's something that's a little fun. So these are good. This is why I do this, because on Christmas Eve I just want to hang out with the family. I don't want to be doing all of this stuff. And Christmas dinner is going to be relatively simple for what I usually do. So I'm doing a rib roast, and we're doing some asparagus wrapped in prosciutto. We're going to do some green beans with caramelized shallots. I'm going to do a wild rice that's kind of like a stuffing mixture. And then, and I'm going to do mashed potatoes, because for sure my family will kill me if I don't make mashed potatoes to go with the rib roast. And then all the cookies, that's dessert. Are you good with that? Do you need anything else or for dinner?
Ice cream.
You need ice cream? Well, I'm not making it, but we've got it. So there's that. Yeah, fried bow ties, they're good. That's right, you told me you're smoking that tri-tip for Christmas. That is good. Ice Queen, hello. Hello, how are you doing? I have a whole nother thing of these if I really want to, but I think we're just going to do one. I'll freeze the other batch for another time. I put 3 of these in here. There it is. And I'm getting club hand. It's club hand, Robbie. You forgot to pick up ice cream, and for you, it's not like, hey, everything is really close, right? Not like I had Robbie. I was just like, it was like an hour and a half before we went on the air, and I'm like, oh, I forgot mozzarella cheese. And he was so sweet and went to the store and got it for me. Are you looking forward to the ravioli tomorrow? Or no, actually, it's 2 days away. I know. He's very, it's a very disappointed Bucky the Beaver over here. I have another one in here. There it is. If you make these at home from scratch, you do want to make sure you seal them really well, especially if you're going to fry them, because otherwise you're going to end up with all the insides in your oil, and then they'll burn your oil. So you have to plan your trips ahead of time. Yeah. I'm lucky that within 10 minutes I have 4 grocery stores I can go to. And Costco. Used to have a Sam's nearby. All right, where did you go? I like using the shallow dishes. Like I have like those pasta dishes that are shallow. That makes this much easier to do, in my opinion, than using a bowl. Are you eating tortilla chips now? Robbie's over there being very international. Pizza pockets and tortilla chips. So authentically international. Where did you go? But no frying them tonight.
She'll do that so they're fresh.
Yeah. That's why this is a prep stream, right? Because we're prepping things to be ready to go.
The pockets.
I did, but that was just to feed you so that you didn't get hangry. Because that wouldn't be fun if you were hangry. Yes, yes.
Scissors so that I can do Christmas gift wrapping?
Yes. That sounds like a good idea.
Exactly. So where can I find them?
Were there scissors in the Alton Brown bag that you picked up all the stuff from? And there's wrapping paper, I know, in a bag.
I have it all set up in Kelsey's room. I just didn't have scissors.
Okay. There's also wrapping paper in my room, and the scissors may be in that bag.
I'll go check that.
The Alton Brown bag is in the dining room.
Okay. Those were the only scissors I saw.
No. These are not good. These are not good for wrapping paper. There are wrapping paper scissors. Right, people? Right? Kitchen scissors, not good for wrapping paper. I love it when people tell me that's the only pair of scissors. I used to hold scrapbooking workshops, so there's like a dozen scissors around the house. Of course, you can never find them when you actually need them. Did you find them?
Nope.
I'm going to let them figure it out. They're two adult men. They can figure this out, right?
There's no scissors. Those are the only ones.
No, they're not. All right, how about if you come over and you work on this? No? Okay.
Just okay. If they're not in any of the bag that was on the floor, and you're hey, you found them. And all we needed was for you to threaten him with cooking.
That's true.
They found them.
Now I will run with scissors.
Please don't run with scissors.
Like,
So much fun. We are double dredging. So one in just flour with salt and pepper in it. And then in a mix of, it would be seasoned breadcrumbs, but I didn't have any, so we put some seasoning in there, along with regular breadcrumbs and panko breadcrumbs. So, and I'm just looking at, sometimes the egg doesn't get all over everything, so then you don't have panko, so just stick it back in this. And so this is eggs and half and half in here. And I like this kind of mix better if you can. I mean, if you can't do dairy, then you can't do this, but it seems to make the egg not be so clumpy. Is that a word, clumpy? Can I say that? So I like that. Eggs and half, yes. Yes. So, how are all of you guys doing? Is everybody I mean, I know not everybody here may be celebrating Christmas. Is everybody ready for their holidays? I'm trying to think. Today is Thursday, so what day of Hanukkah? 1, 2. Is it the 5th day of Hanukkah? I should know this. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, so it's the 5th day of Hanukkah, right? My kid's dad is Jewish, So we would always celebrate both Hanukkah and Christmas when they were growing up. So I can sing the song, the Hanukkah lighting the candle song. I'm keeping you company while you're at work. I do that all the time. Okay, I was right. Thank you, Quixotic. You're roasting a pumpkin for your Christmas pie. So you make pies for Christmas? Nobody gets pies unless they bring them to my house. You know, cookies. You get cookies. I have done pies for Christmas, many Christmases, when I don't make so many cookies. But since I baked 11 different kinds of cookies this year, I was like, that's plenty. And they can have ice cream if they want ice cream. Come on. Doesn't get that. I didn't see that. Did we see that? Thank you for the follow.
Autism, kindness, music.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for the follow. I can't see it right now. For some reason, it's not showing up on my screen, but thank you so much for the follow. Autism, kindness, music. Welcome into the community. I've got club hands here. I'm going to have to get rid of some of this off of my hands here in a second. But we're doing pretty good. I think I'm about a third of the way done. Ah, these time-consuming tasks. You know, I think a lot of these things that are time-consuming, we used to do, you know, as a group, right? You'd make tons of tamales or you'd make tons of whatever. And I miss that. I'm glad you guys are here. But I do miss those get-togethers where you're doing a lot of stuff together on the assembly line, right? Because we could totally have an assembly line for these. Ugh. It's been a day. You're making chocolate peanut butter lasagna for Christmas. Ooh, yum. For that more than the food, yes. You're baking a couple of cookies and watching Christmas movies and specials. For the whole Christmas, Robbie has been very kind and has watched a bunch of Christmas movies that all have the exact same plot. Because I'm like, I'm stressed. I don't have to think about this, and I know there will be a happy ending. So let's watch this. Did anybody else watch? We did watch Spirited. Has anybody watched that? Robbie even sat through that. He's not much of a musical guy. I'm working on it. He sang 12 Days of Christmas with us. That's the most you will ever hear him sing, by the way. And he did that for you. Because he won't sing for me. So it wasn't me. If you missed our 12 Days of Christmas, you'll have to circle back around and watch. It's really long, so we don't want to torture everybody again. You watched it? You watched Hook yesterday. I do like Hook. I thought it was kind of fun. Spirited. Something different that's fun. You know, I like the classics too. I like watching some of the classic movies, White Christmas.
So this is what Bravewood was nice enough to send over. Some overlay for the 5-minute timer.
Oh, excellent. I love that. I love that. That's awesome. Thank you, Bravewood, for the overlay for Robbie's kitchen. I wish there was a faster way for me to do these. And there just isn't. But they're oh so good when they're cooked. These are going to cook a little faster too. I'm always worried when I'm doing toasted ravioli, getting that oil temperature right so that the outside isn't too dark, but it's crispy, and that the inside gets hot enough, which took some trial and error the first couple of times I did it. So now I'm going to have to do trial and error again because these are much smaller than what I'm used to making. So it is fun. I like it. Thank you. And I know we gave a shout out to Bravewood Beanery earlier, but earlier we gave a shout out to Bravewood Beanery. But I do want to say also, because I didn't get a chance to mention this, is that you can order coffee from her and she'll roast it to whatever you want it to and grind it to whatever you want it to and send it right to you. And her coffee's really, really good. I'm out of my Christmas blend though. But the coffee I'm drinking now is still awesome. See, I had the manhandling coffee, the Guatemalan one, and now I'm on the one that I can't say, the H one with all the letters. It looks like somebody sneezed. Is really what it looks like to me. You are here to fill the coffee wishes. Time okay, hello. There are some troublemakers in here, time okay. Kanara's lurking somewhere. Sarah Lynn is here. Who else likes to be a troublemaker?
Not me. I'm never a troublemaker.
Not often, but occasionally.
I'm only a solution solver.
I'll have to think about that one.
And Christmas beaver.
And Christmas beaver, definitely Christmas beaver. Definitely that. Camaro Robbie isn't the most responsible version of Robbie. You have your own camera angle, so you can show them what you want. How you want to look at me when I say that. Hawaii Tenago. Okay, I'll try to remember that. How did you figure out how to pronounce it? That's the H word that sounds like a sneeze, or looks like a sneeze in the way that it's spelled. Hawaii Tenago. So not quite a sneeze there, but not quite not a sneeze either. I can't even believe, a lot of the restaurants in St. Louis, especially those on the hill, they make hundreds of these every single day. They probably have a better system in place than me. Is he put away and sad? Yeah. I can hear Rocky whining. He doesn't whine very often. But if you can't behave, you can't be with the rest of us.
It's actually bedtime too.
Oh, it is bedtime, isn't it? That's the way you say it anyway. We're going to go with that. I don't have any other person to ask this. Took me a while to figure out how to say biryani.
Biryani.
No. I pulled up the how to pronounce it thing. See, it's a city in Guatemala. Okay. That one has way too much stuff on it. That one, I'm not sure what happened there. Okay. Is there still one in there? There is. It was hiding. Oh, there's an... Oh, just that one. It's this riveting television watching Dana make all of these raviolis.
Oh, I also need tape. Is that in your...
There's tape over here.
Okay, I'm also going to get some wrapping paper because there was some up there that I was like, oh, this is really cute. I like this. This is great style. I opened it up. It has so much glitter on it.
You can use it.
No.
Glitter is fun.
Except for the part where it gets all over the gifts that I didn't give.
Okay. There's wrapping paper in my room. Did you pull that? It's that time of year. My presents are all wrapped under the tree, ready to go.
This is for Christmas Eve versus Christmas Day.
This is Christmas Eve. My Christmas Day menu, I don't really need to prep anything. The only thing I needed to prep was I've got my rib roast in the refrigerator with the wrapper off, so it'll dry out and the flavors will get a little more concentrated on it. So it's in the back of my refrigerator, which is really cold. Other than that, I may prep the green beans, ahead of time. But other than that, there's really not much to prep, because whatever for people to snack on before dinner is ready, it'll be whatever's left over from Christmas Eve. And desserts, the cookies, and it's a couple of vegetables, it's mashed potatoes, and it's a wild rice dish. So I don't got to do too terribly much this year, as opposed to Thanksgiving, where I'm a wildly crazy human being. Let me make 9 different dishes.
Wasn't that nearly a 6-hour stream that you did?
5.5, I think. Yeah, it was long. And that was just some of the prep. That wasn't even all the prep. But that's just so that on Thanksgiving I don't feel like rushed. Like some of that I could have made the day of. But I don't want to excuse me, I don't want to stand in the kitchen all day long. It's a lot of work. Hello, DJ. Welcome in. Let's give a shout out to DJ, one of our Twitch streamers who does a bunch of stuff, games, playing some music, occasionally cooking something out there. How are you doing, DJ? What's up? Yes, toasted ravioli are awesome. So it was really a thing that started in St. Louis. And you really, I just put that in the wrong thing. For years, you couldn't really find them anywhere. There are a few places now that you will find toasted ravioli, but yeah. You're going to get out of here and watch a show. Thank you so much for stopping by, Darth and Miss Sarah Lynn. You guys are fabulous human beings. And again, chat, if you're not following them, if you're not following Darth, you definitely need to get out there and follow Darth, because I said so. Huh? Will I stream frying them later? I will probably not stream them because it will be Christmas Eve and it'll be like while we're opening presents and stuff. So I will leave that to just being with my family and hanging with them. So I won't, but I will post pictures. I will post pictures of it. If you want to... I think there's on YouTube, I think I have the video up from last year's Christmas prep, and that does have me frying some of them on that particular stream, because I did a few of them that day, just to show you guys. But that was the day before, so I could leave the oil out and have it ready to go for the next day. And since Christmas Eve isn't for a couple more days, and I got things I gotta cook, I just decided not to this time. But maybe we can get some video of it. Whew. These little ones take longer, Robbie, because there are more of them. I'm really mad I couldn't find the right size ravioli. Wait, they're in here. because this may take more of the, more stuff too, because there's more surface area, I think. Maybe it's the same. I don't know. Hello, Roland. So pearl onion, egg wash, then roll in seasoned flour, then deep fry. No, so pearl onion. This is I'm not sure what you're referring to, but this is the ravioli, and I'm putting it in seasoned flour. I'm putting it in an egg. It's an egg and half mixture, and then it gets put into the seasoned flour, back in the egg wash, and then into the breadcrumbs that we've got. So. Oh, thank you. New Christmas appetite. Oh, that's yours oh, interesting. So pearl onion, egg wash, and then you roll it in seasoned flour and then you deep fry it. How is it? That sounds like that might be good. Like kind of like a fancy onion ring. Post some pictures. Make sure you put some pictures up. You can put them in my Discord. I'd love to see what that looks like, because maybe I'll steal it or borrow it. Oh my gosh, let's see here. You're just worn out. 7-hour drum stream last night. Oh my gosh. I would be worn out too from that. I'm just worn out from running around, trying to get everything done, streaming, working. Robbie was a trooper for me last weekend. I said, I just want everything to be done here at the house by Sunday, by the time we stream on Sunday. And Robbie helped me with a lot of that. So, you know, I could not do this without Robbie, right? He's awesome. And he puts up with me. It's the best part. I also put up with him. It's really kind of a win-win for both of us. Were you going to say something? You say something and then you thought better of it? Yeah. Well, I'd like to hear what you had to say. Who wants to hear what Robbie had to say? Anybody? By the way, Robbie right now is Drink More Arsenic in the stream, but we took a poll earlier today, and as soon as he remembers his password, he's going to have to change his name to Drink More, Cook Less. That's what people who were here earlier today voted on for the name. Kanar is very upset. She did not want that name to win.
Yeah, a couple of Kanar suggestions were actually taken. I couldn't believe it.
Oh.
She put in like 5 good ones in the Discord, and I think at least 2 of them were real names already.
That is the problem with Twitter. That was the problem when we were trying to come up with the name for this. Remember? Because we had some ideas of things we wanted to make this stream called, and they were all taken. And then for the longest time, for several months, everybody thought I was Dana's TV. They kept introducing me that way. And Dana on Dana's TV is a lovely, lovely human being. She's awesome as well. You missed it, yes. Well, we did polls last stream as well to narrow it down. And then we did the final vote earlier today. I probably should have posted that somewhere, that it was going to be the final vote. I'm going to need more.
But if there's a big enough uproar, maybe we'll get a ton of votes in 2 months to change it to something else, if that's what the consensus is.
And Kanara will start going, we've got to get it back to Drink More Arsenic.
Because Dana was totally trying to change the vote. She's like, you guys love me, right? You know which one to vote for, right? She played dirty.
But I didn't get to vote, so there's also that.
Right, so you just tried to get everyone else to change their votes.
I just try to bribe people. That's exactly right. You will enjoy watching, yes, Dana TV. Dana is really awesome on Dana TV. Okay. I feel like I've only done half of these. Who knew this was going to take so long?
Me?
You did?
Yeah.
Why? How did you know?
Just
Why
had a
didn't you
feeling.
tell me? That bag I just completely destroyed.
Looks like the stuff that was in the bottom of my old water heater.
Don't say that.
They couldn't even drain it.
They couldn't drain your water
No.
heater? Robbie had to get a new water heater today. The guy was like, just to warn you, it's expensive nowadays. Was it what you thought it was going to be?
Price-wise?
Yeah.
Yeah, that didn't change. It was just, they were surprised how much trouble they had getting rid of the old one.
He had a really nice, their utility department. So I had a leak in my sprinkler system, and it was like a splash pad in my front yard. I think that was a couple summers ago. And nobody told me, right? And so it wasn't until I realized it was a splash pad out there that, and then a couple of people had told me, yeah, it's been like that for several days. I was like, well, I wish I would have known. That was able to get it fixed, right? But Robbie's utility company contacted him and said, hey, your water's been running for 24 hours straight. You should probably check that. How nice is that? Anybody else have like a utility company that does that? I've never heard of that. And I've owned homes for 29 years-ish. Do.
So we might have enough ravioli.
You're taking over Twitch. Yes, she is. It's stalkerish. I think it's nice. You don't have to wait until your bill comes. One of the towns around here, when we were having a drought, some people were really surprised because they found out like their bill had like quadrupled, quintupled. Not my city. One of the other ones nearby, and just saw a bunch of the people I knew were complaining about how expensive, like, surprise. Your water bill is $3,000.
Let's hope not.
And they were like, no. It was like $300.
It's still high.
You're talking about a lot of acreage. Now, when I had acres of land, we had a well. We had a really good well. We were one of the few wells that never ran out of water during the drought. Hey, we're getting there. It looks like I've taken some out of the package now.
So is the other package for you?
It's the gluten-free stuff, yeah. We'll see if I even do that one. We'll see where we are. Because who knew it was going to take this long? Don't say me, Robbie. Let's move some of these as they're drying out a little bit. Is he just in his play area, the little pen? His goodbye pin.
No, I put him to bed.
Oh, you put him to bed. Oh. That's why he's whining. He's like, there's stuff going on. And I'm not out there bothering Mom.
So is this similar to the process of that cookie you spent 3.5 hours on
Oh
the
my
day
gosh.
after stream?
That one's just tough because you have to let the thing sit for you can only put like, I was able to get about 10 cookies on a cookie sheet. And then you have to wait for it to cool completely before you can pull them off. Otherwise they break. So that's another good 10 to 15 minutes that you're waiting so you can use your cookie sheets again. So yeah, it's kind of a pain. And this is why this is a special treat for Christmas Eve. I do not make these the rest of the year.
Boy, could you imagine if we made the
pasta
from
and then we're
scratch,
doing
that
that?
much
Yeah.
of it? It'd be like a 5-hour process.
Yeah, and our ravioli are bigger than that too.
True.
So this process
So
wouldn't
we
take
go
as
big
long.
in Texas, Dana.
I know, but you don't because I couldn't find any beef ravioli bigger than this, which was very disappointing. Very disappointing. And I think this will be the only thing that we're probably going to finish tonight. I'll probably do the pesto and stuff tomorrow for my burrata board. But that was the other thing I was going to do tonight was the some of the things that are going on the burrata board, which basically is just going to be, I'm going to take one of my wood charcuterie boards that I have. I'm going to take the burrata and kind of crack it open because burrata is really one of my favorites cheeses. And then you'll have like the creamy center along with the mozzarella-y, fresh mozzarella-y outside of it. And then we're going to put the pesto on there and some marinated roasted red peppers. I'm going to do kind of a quick pickle of eggplant. But you could do, I would think even like an eggplant caponata would be good on there. Some olives, and then we'll have like some bread that's sliced up that we can scoop it up on there. And it'll be slightly healthier than say a butter board that a lot of people are doing. And something I think my family will enjoy more than a butter board. Although, you know, butter is like a food group to me, so. Pesto, burrata, the burrata cheese. That's what I'm gonna use. It looked yummy, all the different components to it. I'm not going to do my own like marinated olives. I've got marinated olives already that I had purchased. And I've got the roasted red peppers already in a jar, so I thought that would be good, but you could always make your own from that as well. I can tell these pastas are starting to dry out a little since the container's been open. I don't know, Robbie's gonna say, I knew it would take this long.
I said nothing.
You did earlier.
Nope, don't know what you're talking about.
Mm-hmm. You sure did. But it's okay. Just a long time to make one thing.
This
Shrimp,
will be
I'm not.
really good.
It's delicious, and it's the only time of year I do it. And I'm not doing the shrimp from scratch this year. I just bought it. Because the people at the grocery store were crazy, and to get to the fishmonger, there were probably 15 people waiting. And I was like, yeah, we're not going to wait for that. Yay. Look. We're getting there. We are getting there. So do you guys have holiday traditions that maybe seem a little unusual, like pizza pockets are not something you traditionally say Christmas? Don't feel like Christmas? I think that's the most unusual one for us. I do remember when I was young and then when my kids were young, we would go to church on Christmas Eve. And I mean, we'll still do that this year. And then Mom would come inside to check and make sure Santa had been there while they were at church, while the kids went with Dad to go look at Christmas lights and look for reindeer, see if they could find any reindeer anywhere. Because we wanted to make sure that, you know, if Santa hadn't been there yet, that we would go out and do something else until Santa came. But luckily, Santa always came while we were at church. I apparently once thought a Great Dane was a reindeer when I was little. My daughter used to call all of the lights on the trees pretty broccoli. So if you had all the lights in the trees, it was pretty broccoli. Hello, Scooter Beach. We're getting done with the ravioli. It's gonna take forever. How does 13 dishes sound like on the Christmas table? You must have heard that. 13 dishes on the Christmas table. I don't know if I know what that is. We've got our eggnog. Did everybody see Robbie drinking his eggnog from the Clark Griswold Moose mug? Do you like this drink better or eggnog better, Robbie? The drink you made tonight or eggnog? Eggnog? Robbie also likes the Alton Brown eggnog better than mine. You told me that his tasted like it had more in it. So explain that one now, Bucky. Didn't you? Let's roll back the tape from when we tasted the eggnog. Who thinks that the eggnog in the refrigerator will last till next year so that we can taste it? They are looking pretty good, but they're small, so they're taking forever. I'm used to using great big ravioli, but I couldn't find them, even after 4 stores. And I wasn't about to go brave Walmart today because that would have been crazy. But we're getting there. We're almost done. And they're going to be delicious.
Hi, Scooter Beach. Oh, and Kanar's back. Hi, Kanar.
Kanara!
Are the tacos ready? Should I have
Oh, shrimp tacos. So how did you?
Snowballs looked amazing.
How did it's taking forever, Kanar, because they're tiny ravioli instead of the nice big ravioli, which are much faster to do. I was wondering, I asked you, but I think you had gone to go finish making the tacos. Do you bread your ravioli before you fry them? These are just taking really, really, really long. But it's fine. It's fine. Everything is fine. And then the other question I had for you is, how did you make your shrimp for your shrimp tacos? My youngest loves fried shrimp tacos, but all they want is the shrimp and the tortilla, maybe some cheese, but nothing else. And we've got a place here, Fuzzy's Tacos, and they have a pretty good sauce that goes with their shrimp tacos. I'm surprised my computer has lasted this long, to be honest, since it was down to 9%. Oh, you did? So is it actually gaining? Ooh. That means we could stay on all night, guys, doing more ravioli, because I have an entire another thing of these.
Yeah, you're all the way back up to 48%.
Ooh. Yeah. So Kanara does. So do you cook them and then bread? So you cook them for 1 or 2 minutes, boil them for 1 or 2 minutes, and then you bread them. I'll try that sometime, maybe side by side with some that I've done this way. See how much of a difference it makes, because sometimes you don't know how much of a difference it makes until you do it side by side. You may go, eh, but then you have it side by side and you're like, oh wait. You let them cool a bit, makes the dough more tender. Okay, I can see that. Oh, Chef Maurizio told you to do that? Wow. I mean, you can't find it on YouTube. If you look, it would be, I'll see if I can find it and I'll message you. Oops, wait, I need to get all of these out of here first. It's funny, pasta's one of those things where you learn how to make it, but different people give you different tips. And I mean, and I'm talking about, you know, chefs, certain chefs, somebody's grandma who's been making pasta forever, and they'll give you these different things, and you have to find what works for you, I guess. I'll just have to check about, I need to upload some videos to YouTube as well. I should probably make some of the ones public that I've got private, because I wanted to go through them first.
How's that working out for you, Dana?
Yeah, and all my spare time. All that spare time. My flour's getting a little lumpy here. I may need to, I was hoping I could make it through here. Oh, there goes my camera guy, making sure everything is copacetic. He wants to make sure you have the best experience, because he knows I get into just the cooking and the talking. Did you know it was really funny that when my daughter had suggested I start streaming, and she goes, but let's practice once to make sure you can talk for an hour. And Robbie laughed and laughed and laughed.
Well, if we can't find it on YouTube, we'll at least film it, a little part of it to upload in 2 nights. Is that 2 nights away still?
Yes, yes, you don't get to have any for two nights.
So we may not stream it, but we'll at least record some of the deep frying.
Yeah, we'll put it on, we can't put it on Discord because Discord's too short, but maybe we could do a little YouTube video of this, cut some of this out, and then do the frying part in our free time. Robbie's got the week off next week.
I've up to
What was that noise?
Just noises.
Okay. Come on. I want you flour. I want you to last. Just last. I know you're clumpy. But you're not really working this clumpy. You're too clumpy. Bummer. What? I didn't call him lazy. Robbie is definitely not lazy.
That's for sure. She questions a lot of the extra stuff I do for the stream, like, you know nobody asked you to do that, right?
Well, I only say that when you start to get frustrated by it, and it's like, it's okay, you don't have to do that, because...
I like making the emotes and stuff, and that's fun. Or the custom sub alerts or bit alerts with you dancing or Rocky running around.
Right.
When we did the Halloween voiceover work, that was fun.
That was fun. I did that
A
with you.
little creepy.
And I did ask for that.
Dana
to
as
be
a
done.
witch.
I know.
And she cracked up at my laugh every time.
Yeah. You're like, so while I'm sitting here cooking all this food that's not good for you in any way, shape, or form, but is very, very yummy, January, it's not going to be boring, I promise you. I am going to, because I've got to do some lifestyle changes for myself. What has he got? What we're going to do is we're going to do each week, I'm going to have a day that's a meal prep for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. That'll be Sundays because Robbie and I tend to eat a little worse during the week because I don't cook as much because we're busy with work and other things. And so we're going to do that. And then on Thursdays, we're going to do like a cheat day. But we're going to see if I can do this. But my plan at the moment is on Mondays, do a morning stream that is yoga. And it's not going to be like vinyasa, heavy duty yoga. This is kind of stretch, get into the week and kind of feel good yoga. You can do it from a chair if you can't get on the floor. So something super, super gentle, because you may not know, but I am a certified yoga instructor through Yoga Alliance. And kind of set an intention for the week, because my word for 2023 is health, because I got to do something about that for myself. And so that's what my journey is going to look like. So that's going to be January. If I enjoy the Mondays and you enjoy the Mondays, then I may continue doing them past that. But I thought I'd give it a try for January. We already have most of our menus done. So you'll be there with, I would love it if you were there with yoga for me. You can get on the floor. It's getting up that's the challenge. That's the truth. That's the truth. I hear you. I hear you on that. But anyway, so that's kind of my plan for the beginning of 2023, and we'll see where that takes us.
What time on Monday?
Yeah, I haven't quite decided that. I'm thinking about 10 o'clock my time, because then that way if you're on the Pacific Coast, it's 8. So we're still technically in the morning for the East Coast as well, because that'll be 11. I know it's hard for people who work, that may need to be at work, but maybe then you can take Mondays and do it on Tuesday morning and from the video is what I'm hoping that people can take away from that. Central time, yes, time okay. Excellent, Kanara. That would be great. So that's kind of my goal. Our cheat days, you guys gave me some great ideas for it. Robbie wants one of the cheat days to be lasagna, so we'll do lasagna. And we're going to actually do, like, for the lasagna and stuff, talk about how can you make your cheat day not super bad for you. Yummy, but not like, how can we make some part of it good for us, right? So there's a lasagna that we make. We'll even have Robbie make the noodles for it when we do the lasagna. And we take beef, but then we also take mushrooms. So instead of it being all beef, you get the mushrooms, and it gives you kind of that same mouthfeel as beef. And you get all the flavor because you cook the mushrooms, brown the beef, and then do them. Anyways, stuff like that. Like if we're doing a burger, we don't need to do a lettuce bun, on it. You can if you want, but how do we make it healthier? What can we put in there that just adds something to our day? Maybe it's an ingredient, because I don't like turkey burgers, so I don't want to do that. So anyway, that's early enough. You should be able to do it. Excellent. And if we need to adjust the time, like if there are people who are in there and they want to adjust the time, I can probably do that. But Mondays are a good day for me because I usually take Monday, since we're streaming Sunday. I don't generally see clients or anything on Monday. And if I do, it's in the afternoon. And I take that time to try and do something for myself anyway. And would love anybody to join me that wants to. But I'm going to do it anyway, regardless. And I kind of want to have something that we're working on, because when I talk about health, I don't just mean physical health either. I think once we got out of having to stay at home with COVID and everything, a lot of us just went back to even busier lives than we were in before. And I'm seeing a lot of people, and one of the reasons I'm doing this too is since I'm a therapist, I see a lot of people who are pushing themselves to just constantly do things. And so we're not taking care of our mental and our emotional health as much either. And I am not saying I am perfect at that, because I definitely am not. I get into my phases where I'm just doing stuff. And that's just not good for us to not have that downtime and make sure that we're paying attention to all parts of our life. So, do I have a favorite client? I don't have favorite clients, no. Mondays are your coffee roasting days. Excellent. Oh, I got rid of the wrong thing. What did I do? Robbie, I just messed this up. Because I was talking and not paying attention to what I was doing. Dang it. I have these like 4 left, and now I've got to... Now I got to make myself an egg wash because I threw the egg wash away. I did make a mistake. It did take off because of that. There was something, I know a lot of people really had a tough time with the stay-at-home kind of orders, but for me, it actually really helped me slow down. I did not like every aspect of it, but there were parts of it that I just took my time to, watch the baby birds in my backyard for 2 hours, because I did that one day. I know. What can I say? Oops. So, Eris, hello. How are you? I'm going to tell you that streaming is great for that sense of community. But for some of us, when it comes to concentrating on what we're supposed to be doing, maybe not so much. Like me. But we're almost there. We've almost got this done. It's almost done. Oh my goodness, I'm making a mess over here now. This is just, now we're at hot mess phase.
It's club counter.
Club counter, yep. I just want to make sure they're dry enough when they lean against one another that they don't stick together, because that would really suck.
Yeah, Dana, did you make enough ravioli for everyone?
I think there might be enough, but I'm not sure because Robbie and my youngest eat a lot of toasted ravioli, and now we've got another new person who's going to be joining us for Christmas. So hopefully. I got 2 more. You think we're going to make it? We're going to make it? Club hands, stuff all over the counter. Dana's a hot mess. We're going to make it. Excellent. We are going to make it. So Robbie will help me remember that we're going to film us frying these so that we can put together a little video for you guys so you can see the whole thing, and that'll go up sometime next week. And we'll put this process on there too. We'll actually do some editing, something we've wanted to do since we started streaming but just haven't gotten around to doing. This will force us to do it. There we go. Now I can get rid of stuff. I'm not going to do the other ones. We're just going to have gluten-full. What just happened there?
That was the reenactment of you falling earlier.
At the grocery store?
Yeah.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for reminding me of such a painful memory. Oh, I can do it. You tried editing? Yeah, so hopefully I don't get that frustrated. I'm sure Robbie will probably
Considering it's your first major, Dana?
Since it was my major. Yes. Do you know how many computers we used at the time?
All the computers, Dana.
We used 0.
Back when they were like the size of a room.
You want to talk about frustrating editing? Try editing sports.
With actual
And you
tape.
have highlights. You have certain highlights you've got to get in there, and it's all inline editing. And so what that means is you have to put the things in the order that you want them.
So it was like you were making a mixtape every day?
Yes, it was a mixtape. So like, let's say I have these 5 things I've got to put together, and I go 1, 2, 3, 5. Or I go 2, 3, 4, 5. Now I have to start all over at 1, or I have to go back and wherever I skipped, and I've got to do everything again from there because you couldn't just drop things.
I mean, I think you just click on the screen, Dana, and you just drag and you move it and you change the timeline.
No.
I think it's really just that easy.
No, we had 2. You have 2. You have 2 roll dials. And one is the tape you're going to, and the other is the original.
So
and
it's kind of like you were like a DJ.
Yes, kind of like a DJ. And since I was editing after games were over, which usually meant that I wasn't getting the game tapes until like 10 o'clock at night, sometimes I was there in the studio editing until 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, and it was in Chicago. So if it was winter, you would go out, and if it had snowed, then your car was underneath the big pile of snow, and it would take you 30 minutes to dig out to get in your car and go. And then I would have those ready for the show in the morning that I had to be there at 6 o'clock in the morning to help set up. So it was fun. Luckily, I was young, in my 20s.
I also got to edit film.
You did? Well, that's video. Film is different.
But it was still a physical medium that I literally had to splice and stuff. So I know some of what you
Wait,
did.
so you did film. What's
What's
up? Merry Christmas to you too. Thank you so much for that Prime subscription. And did you get the last one? up here? Did we get Bravewood Beanery up here? Did she subscribe? I can't remember. Did we get the last one? I'll have to go back and check.
Real quick.
Okay, Watsa. We're trying to figure stuff out. Do you want a snowman, a tree, or a snowflake? Who was the last person? That was who I'm worried.
There's Bravewood.
So did we do Bravewoods? Mary Todd, Fajita Phantom. I think we may have missed Bravewood. I think I said I'm going to get back to that, and I never did. But now I am. So Bravewood, I need to know what you would like, and...
Snowflake for Watson.
Snowflake. Okay, we got a snowflake for you. Bravewood, did you want a snowflake? Do you want a... What would you like? I need to do something with triangles, because now I have a million of these triangles from the...
Oh, you were keeping those?
No, I'm not. Thank you so much for resubscribing. Thanks so much for hanging out with us.
A tree, a snowman, or a white or blue snowflake?
Here we go. I got that one. Oh, but you know what? I don't have the tape. So we're gonna figure that, we're gonna make it happen. I'm gonna make it happen. I'm gonna figure it out.
Kanara says, tell her martini glass, be the rebel. Now, Kanara, this might be, just maybe, this might be why Dana says that you're the troublemaker.
Could be. not that, so I love it because I'll do
Snowman.
things like snowman.
With glasses, please.
With glasses. Okay, I can't find the orange.
Kanara's like, what? Lies. Lies, all lies.
This is what like Rusty has the thing with the colors in it, and he'll always go, I have these colors, but I'm out of blank, and that's the color I always pick. So, I'm running out of room. It's a good problem to have, isn't it? We need glasses.
I want to see you do these glasses live. Here we go.
Yeah, I'm not an artist. Do you know where the orange marker is, though?
I sure do.
Oh, did you steal it? There we go. They're not
More
showing
and
up.
more hits.
More and more hits. Thank you so much for that follow. Why are they not showing up on my activity feed?
I'm not sure, but
Okay.
I would refresh it. I just don't want to break anything even worse.
Okay. All right. Because that's how I usually see if you guys are doing it, because I can't read. The screen's too small to read what's coming up over there.
Streamlabs is still working, but
And there.
the Twitch dashboard is having issues.
All right, let's see. Where can I find? Here we go. We can put Bravewood Beanery right here among the snowflakes, even though she's a snowman. I'm using my
Well, when you
star
have glasses,
stickers.
Dana, you can do other things.
I know somebody's has a top hat. Cooking Class Pours has a top hat on it. Okay, I want to stick these in the refrigerator out there, and I don't know if you're going to be able to find a spot for it. Are you up to the challenge?
Maybe we can go together.
Ooh.
We have mics. We can
have
still
mics.
chat.
Okay, so you can listen and see how well do we problem solve together, and then you can grade us, okay, just based on our, because here, can I tell you guys a really funny story real quick before we do this? Robbie's like, on our fourth date, when did we go to one of the escape rooms?
Probably fourth.
It's like our fourth date, we went to an escape room, and it was one where it had whoever you were with, you split up and went into different rooms, okay? And so we were by ourselves, but there was another group of married people, and so all the women went to one room and all the men went to the other, and some of their clues were in our room and some of our clues were in their room in order for us all to get into the same room, right?
And we had walkie-talkies.
So they said one of you in each room gets a walkie-talkie, and all of these married people looked at us and said, you guys look like you communicate really well, and we don't. So here are the walkie-talkies.
Yeah.
So now this will be like the walkie-talkie thing. Unfortunately, I didn't have my glasses, so I was really...
Yeah, she couldn't read clues
I
and
couldn't
stuff
read
to
any of
me.
the clues. It was bad.
So, spoiler, we did not make it.
Well, that one was complicated because it wasn't just the 3 rooms, and then it was the hidden room. And then the clues were way over my head. Anyway, all right, here we go. We're going to try and find space without me knocking over the lights on the way or slipping and falling, because that would really be bad. Okay, what do you think?
See, Dana, there's a prime rib in the way.
I know, rib roast.
Well, whatever.
Are you dismissing me?
No, I wouldn't do that.
Yep, so now what?
So just put it in there, that's fine.
Where?
Up there.
On top of the rib roast? I won't put it on top of the rib roast. How about if we do this? Can we put this here? And we can have this one up. And then we can maybe balance it. You think it'll balance here without falling out? Oh, what do you think? Now you got to figure out where to put the eggnog. That's going to be the trick now, isn't it?
To the other fridge.
Oh, okay, that's a great idea. Okay. How's that? It was a rigged room. Are you going to finish the orange
Yep,
juice?
I'll drink that.
Okay, good. See, we're problem solvers.
Dana, you have a lot of stuff.
And somehow everybody tells me there's nothing to eat.
Ta-da!
Look at that.
Math.
It's a problem solver. We did it. We did it, everybody. Ah. Yeah. So should I do the breakfast casserole for tomorrow right now? Or should I say, I'll do it in the morning? What do you guys think? There's a beaver in my fridge. I know. It's better than a raccoon in my pantry. Much better than a raccoon in my pantry. Because I don't have to make this casserole. I could always just, tomorrow we could just do like breakfast tacos. It was like an enchilada breakfast thing, and then I thought I could just throw it in the oven and cook it. But we could certainly just scramble some eggs and have tortillas, and they could make breakfast tacos in the morrow. Tomorrow, Family 910 says, I want to go to bed, Dana. Do it tomorrow. Easy for you to say. All right, let's see who's on. Let's go raid somebody. Let's do that. And while we're doing that, I'm just going to tell you guys how much I appreciate you, how amazing you are. Because tonight we have another maybe 70, 65, 70, somewhere in there, more things to take to the food pantry. And today I went over there and I already brought 132 items. The trunk full. It's on Discord. You can see my trunk full. So I'll have to make it back out. And we have one more stream left this month. So it'll stay the same. Any subs that are gifted or given, at this point we've reached all of our goals. So it's going to be at least one item for every sub and every 250 bits that are given that will be an item that's taken to the food bank, because we had somebody who was matching it all the way up till we met our goals. So somebody else added 80 more, 75 more items. No, 75 math, a bunch, a bunch of things. What are you looking at? Sure. Let's go say hi to Mrs. Ruby. I haven't seen her for a couple of weeks. I mean, she's been on. I just haven't been able to hop in there for a couple of weeks. If you don't know who she is, she's amazing, an amazing mom, has amazing children. She is so much fun. So let's go say hi to Mrs. Ruby. And again, Merry Christmas, everybody. If you're not, or Happy Holidays, whatever you are celebrating. I hope, what happened?
It's going to be the full 2 minutes.
Oh, it's going to be the full 2 minutes? Why, what happened?
And we'll see if it actually goes, because the dashboard's having problems.
Oh, my dashboard's having problems. So we're going to sit here for about another 90 seconds and talk. But I do want to say thank you guys so very, very much for all that you do. Kanara, thank you so much for having the wonderful idea of sharing, from subs and bits to give to local food pantries who are always in desperate need, especially in times like these. And thank you guys. Thank Pink Pearl. Thank you, Kanara. Thank you, Bravewood. Merry Christmas to everybody. Have a great time. We'll be off this Sunday since it's Christmas. We will be streaming on Thursday at 5 p.m. Central. And here we go. I think we're going to do this again. All right. You guys have a lovely, lovely weekend. And give your families big hugs. And where are we? Do we know? We don't know. At some point, it's just going to go. Or not. We don't know. I'm just standing here waiting. I'll wave. It says we are doing, oh, there we go. There we go. Here we go. 4, 3, 2, 1.